Hi, good morning friends. I am Hani Prasad, lecturer in Commerce, Government Degree College, Siddipet. So we are discussing about income tax head residential status we are discussing. So residential status is useful for tax purpose because assessee may earn income globally. He may earn within India, he may earn outside of India. So problem arises on which type of income he has to pay tax. Means income earned within India he has to pay tax, or income earned outside of India is he paid to tax, or total income is he has to pay tax. So on which income he has to pay tax? Question arises. So answer is based on his residential status, the income which is taxable is decided. If he is resident, he has to pay tax on income which is earned globally, means within the India, outside of India also. If he is a non-resident, he has to pay tax on income which is earned within the India. Example we have taken in last class. Ravi is a person, he earned 12 lakhs in India and 8 lakhs outside of India during the previous year. So total 20 lakhs, 12 lakhs in India and 8 lakhs outside of India. On which income he has to pay tax? Question arises. So answer is if he is resident, he has to pay tax on total income 12 lakhs plus 8 lakhs and 20 lakhs he has to pay tax. If he is non-resident, he has to pay only income earned within India, that is only on 12 lakhs he has to pay tax. That is meaning of residential status, right? So for deciding residential status, to decide the status of his residentiality, assessees are classified as individual, HUF, firms, companies, etc., etc., etc. In last class, we discussed about how we have to decide the residential status of an individual. There are three types. What are those? Resident, ordinary resident but not ordinary resident, and non-resident. To decide this status, we are having two types of conditions: basic conditions and secondary additional conditions. Based on the satisfying of basic and additional conditions, we can decide his residential status, whether he is resident, ordinary resident, whether he is resident but not ordinary resident, or non-resident. Okay. This is about individual. Second is HUF. HUF means Hindu undivided family. తెలుగులో ఏమంటుంది దీన్ని? అవిభక్త హిందూ కుటుంబము. This is only this HUF is applicable only in India because joint families are only in India. HUF means joint family. A person is there, X, he is having 3 or 4 sons, their families are there, again they are having their children, 3 situations, total are living in same house. So such type of family is known as residential Hindu undivided family. So what is the link between Hindu undivided family and income tax? Because in Hindu undivided family, head of the family is known as head, or he may sometimes called as karta, right? All other persons of the family is called as co-persons of the family. All the family members are having equal rights on the income earned by the HUF or joint assets or joint ventures. In all individual co-ventures having their own personal income. Suppose let us see, suppose a joint Hindu undivided family is there, X is there, he is having 3 sons and they are having again 2 sons. Total 12 members are there in that family. So they are having equal rights on the family assets. Out of this, a person Z is professionally he is a doctor, he may have his personal income. Another person Y is professionally lecturer, he may have his separate income. So co-persons may have their separate income, they are liable to tax on their personal income, but income earned by the family has to pay tax on behalf of Hindu undivided family by the head of the family. If head is not there, karta of the family. Sometimes karta may not be there. If karta is not there, any one person of the family can take care of all these things. He has to take care of all the business business things of that family, and he is liable to pay tax. Karta or head of the family or manager. First preference head of the family. Who is not there, Karta, elder son of the family, Karta. He if he is also not there, any other person, manager, these three are liable to pay tax on income earned by the Hindu undivided family. Remaining other co-persons are having no any liability to pay tax, because Hindu undivided family may have joint assets, joint businesses. They may give, by that the family may get some income on that income. The Karta or head of the family or manager has to pay tax. In our India, we are having two laws related to Hindu undivided family. What are those two laws? Mitakshara law and Vyabhaga law. That is separate, that is not applicable, that is not right time for us. Right. So finally we have to say Hindu undivided family means a joint family. In joint family may have joint assets. Suppose a family is there, that family having a company, so company earns income, so on that income belongs to total family, not only that person. So on that income, head of the family or Karta or manager has to pay tax. A family is there, that family is having a cinema theatre, income earned by cinema theatre belongs to total family members, not only one person. So on that income, the head of the family or Karta or manager has to pay tax. Remaining co-persons don't have any responsibility for the income or for the tax, right? The Karta has to pay tax. So here question is, right, Karta has to pay, head of the family has to pay, or manager has to pay. So how we decides the residential status of Hindu undivided family? In previous class we decided the family residential status of individual, a person X. He may lives in India, he may lives outside of India, based on the days which he lived in India, based on the days lived outside of India, he calculated, right? But total family members, or some of the family members, or some part of the family, or some part of the business may located in India or located outside of India. How we decides what is the residential status of the Hindu undivided family? So for this, Karta is the main important person, and another most important is control and management. If control and management of the family, is completely or partially done from India or totally outside of India. Karta may live in America, he can take care of all the assets which are located in India, means completely outside of India. Karta may live some months in India and some months in outside of India, he may take care of all the assets. Based on the control and management of the family assets or family businesses, the residential status of the HUF will be decided. If control and management of the family completely or partially from the India, then the HUF will be treated as resident. It may be completely from India or it may be partially from India. ఆ కర్త అనేట ఆయన మొత్తం ఇండియాలో ఉండి బిజినెస్ చూసుకోవచ్చు, లేదా కొద్దిగా 2-3 months అమెరికా పోయినా నో ప్రాబ్లం, కొంతకాలం ఇండియాలో ఉంటే చాలు. బట్ ది కంట్రోల్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫ్యామిలీ ఈజ్ కంప్లీట్లీ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. ఇండియాలో అతను లేనాడు, completely outside of India, then the family status will becomes as non-resident. Resident, non-resident. If control and management is completely or partially from India, resident. If control and management of the family is completely outside of India, non-resident. But one question arises here. When we discussed about individual, we are having 3 categories: resident, ordinary resident, resident but not ordinary resident, and non-resident. But here only we got 2, resident and non-resident. But here also another one condition also there. What is that another condition? Ordinary resident, resident but ordinary resident, resident but not ordinary resident. So for this purpose, here also we are having 2 types of conditions: basic conditions and secondary conditions. What are the basic conditions? So basic conditions just now we have discussed. If control and management is completely or partially from India, or whether it is outside of India. So that is basic condition. So additional conditions is same as to individual. So additional conditions belongs to Karta. if karta, if additional condition is 2, one of the additional condition is if karta is a resident for 2 years out of last 10 years. If karta is resident for 2 years out of last 10 years, he will be treated as, one condition. And another condition is if karta may have 730 days out of last 7 years within the India. So second additional condition, so first additional condition is karta should have 2 years as resident out of last 10 years, and second additional condition is karta should live 730 days out of last 7 years. These two additional conditions are there. If by basic and secondary conditions, we can say whether the HUF, if karta satisfies basic condition and two additional conditions. If karta satisfies basic conditions and two additional conditions, then the HUF will be treated as resident, ordinary resident. Means basic condition. What is that basic condition? Completely or partially from India. Additional conditions: 2 years as resident out of last 10 years. He should stay 730 days in India out of last 7 years. If he satisfies these basic condition and two additional conditions, the status of the family will becomes resident and ordinary resident. If karta satisfies basic condition and one or none additional conditions, then he will be, the HUF status will becomes as resident but not ordinary resident. If karta satisfies basic condition, means partially or fully control and management from India. Additional conditions లో ఎనీ వన్ ఆర్ నన్ ఒకటి చేసినా సరే లేదా రెండు చేయకపోయినా సరే, then the status of the family will be treated as resident but not ordinary resident. If the family or karta doesn't satisfy basic condition, non-resident. Means the karta or Hindu HUF doesn't satisfy basic condition, then the status of HUF becomes as non-resident. If karta or family satisfies basic condition and additional conditions, then the status of HUF becomes as resident, ordinary resident. If karta or HUF satisfies basic condition and one or none additional conditions, then the status becomes as resident but not ordinary resident. This is the Hindu undivided families residential status. Okay. Next residential status of firms, partnership firms. So for residential status of partnership firms, only two categories are there: resident and non-resident. Resident and non-resident based on the control and management. Very simple it is. If control and management is completely or partially from India, then the residential status of that firm or partnership will becomes as resident. If control and management of the firm is completely outside of India, then the residential status of the firm or partnership will becomes as non-resident. Only two conditions: control and management completely India lo unte resident, complete or partially India resident. If it is completely outside of India, non-resident. Okay, only two conditions are there. Next, residential status of companies. According to Companies Act 2013, residential status of companies are again two categories: resident and non-resident. So here one word, incorporate, is important. What is meaning of incorporate? Incorporated in India means a company which is registered under Companies Act 2013 of Indian government, then that company is incorporated in India. అంటే ఇండియాలో రిజిస్టర్ అయినటువంటి కంపెనీ ఇన్కార్పొరేటెడ్ ఇన్ ఇండియా అంటారు. అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రీలో రిజిస్టర్ అయిన కంపెనీ ఇన్కార్పొరేటెడ్ కంపెనీ అని అనాలి. రైట్. సో రెసిడెంట్ అండ్ నాన్ రెసిడెంట్ టూ కేటగిరీస్ ఆర్ దేర్. How we decide whether it is resident or non-resident means the company should be incorporated in India and the key management or effective management. Key management or effective management wholly or partially from India, then the company status becomes as resident. Incorporated in India, okay, that should be registered according to Companies Act 2013. And management, key management. The company, multinational companies may have so many branches in so many companies, but key management is board of directors meeting, head office, etc. should be located in India. Key factor means incorporated in India, and the key factor management also within India, then the status of company becomes as resident. If it is not incorporated in India and the effective management is completely outside of India, then it will be treated as non-resident. ఏంటి కంపెనీస్ యాక్ట్ ప్రకారం రిజిస్టర్ అయిందా లేదా, కంట్రోల్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ కనీసం పార్షియల్లీ ఆర్ ఫుల్లీ ఇండియాలో ఉందా, రెసిడెంట్. లేదు, ఇండియా కంపెనీస్ యాక్ట్ ప్రకారం రిజిస్టర్ కాలేదు, కంప్లీట్లీ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియాలో ఉంది, నాన్ రెసిడెంట్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ అబౌట్ కంపెనీస్. రెసిడెన్షియల్ స్టేటస్ ఆఫ్ అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ పర్సన్స్. Association of persons. What is the meaning of association of persons? Under association of persons, clubs, charities, societies, etc. will appear. So residential status of clubs, charities, societies, etc. also categorized as same two categories, resident and non-resident. If control and management of the association of persons completely or partially from India, then it will be treated as resident. If control and management is completely outside of India, then it will be treated as non-resident. Okay, next, for other persons, artificial persons also, control and management is completely from India, resident, outside of India, non-resident. This is about residential status. So here, for residential purpose, individual, Hindu undivided family, firms, companies, association of persons, other persons. Total 6 categories are there. Out of 6 categories, first 2 categories. What are those 2 categories? Individual person and Hindu undivided family. Further, 3 types of states are there. First one is resident, ordinary resident. Second one is resident but not ordinary resident. And third one is non-resident. Remaining 4, association of persons, companies, firms and others. For these 4, only 2 categories are resident and non-resident. First 2 categories, individual and HUF. For this purpose, some conditions are there. Conditions are 2. Basic conditions, secondary or primary secondary conditions, or additional conditions, what may be called. Conditions are there. Based on the satisfying of those conditions, we can decide whether the person or HUF becomes resident, ordinary resident, or whether the person or HUF resident but not a resident, whether the person or HUF becomes non-resident. So for remaining firms, companies, association of persons, for other artificial persons, only 2 categories, resident, non-resident, based on the control and management. So for these 4 categories, only one rule is there. If control and management is completely or partially within the India, then the status for these 4 categories, association of firms, association of persons, companies, artificial persons, resident. If control and management is completely outside of India, non-resident. It's very simple. So for 2 categories we have to take some care. What is it? Individual and HUF. For individual, 2 primary conditions are there, 2 additional conditions are there. If the individual satisfies one or both of additional conditions and 2 additional conditions, any 1 or 2 basic conditions, 2 additional conditions, then his status becomes as resident, ordinary resident. If he satisfies 1 or 2 or both basic conditions and any one of the additional conditions, or any one or none of additional conditions, resident but not ordinary resident. If he doesn't satisfy basic conditions also, then the person will be treated as non-resident. In case of HUF also same. If he satisfies only basic conditions and 2 additional conditions, resident but ordinary resident. If satisfies basic conditions and no additional conditions, resident but not ordinary resident. If doesn't satisfy basic condition, also non-resident. Okay, right? Thank you.